Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Rotoballer Radio Waiver Wire Series. I'm your host, Anthony Aniano, here with you for the Week 5 Waiver Wire at the wide receiver position. All right, guys, as you know, full disclosure here, recording Sunday evening before the Sunday night and the Monday night games begin, using Yahoo roster percentages, trying to keep it at or around or below 50% roster shipping. At the wide receiver position, we start at number 5 in Indianapolis with rookie Alec Pierce. 5% rostered, goes 4 catches on 6 targets for 80 yards, 12 fantasy points. He's got 7 catches on 141 yards over his last 2 games. Okay, that's 2 games now with double-digit fantasy points. On the road next week is Indianapolis against the Denver Broncos. At number 4, Detroit Lions offense puts up yards, puts up points. They can't stop anybody, and that helps their offense because Jared Goff is just slinging it all over the place. And even without Amon-Ra St. Brown, even without DJ Chark, Josh Reynolds puts up big numbers, and it's time to pay attention a little bit to Josh Reynolds here. He's only 20% rostered. This week in Week 4, he goes 7 for 81 on 8 targets, plus a touchdown, 21 fantasy points. On the road next week against the New England Patriots are the Lions. And right now you're saying, well, Anthony, Josh Reynolds, what if Amon-Ra's back? What if DJ Chark is back? Hawkinson went off. What if the Lions get healthy? Just keep in mind, last 3 games, okay, Josh Reynolds 12.8, 15.6, and 21.1 fantasy points. So even as the 3rd wide receiver on that Lions offense, he has been catching passes and putting up fantasy points. So just be mindful of that. Josh Reynolds stars without him, but is still a safe floor with the other Lions wide receivers. At number 3, Michael Gallup of the Dallas Cowboys. 41% rostered. Only 2 for 24, but one of those 2 was a touchdown catch. 10.4 fantasy points. Against the Rams next week, Jalen Ramsey matched up against CeeDee Lamb could open things up for Michael Gallup. And be mindful of the fact Dak Prescott is close to a return. Most likely Week 6, Week 5 on the outside looking in. But nonetheless, when Dak is back, okay, rhyme not meant to be there, but there it was. When Dak Prescott returns, Michael Gallup's value will continue to at least remain consistent as a potential wide receiver for the rest of the way. At number 2 at the wide receiver position, Corey Davis of the New York Jets, 24% rostered. 5 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown with Zach Wilson at quarterback. He did that on 7 targets, 18.4 fantasy points. Corey Davis, very quietly now, has 3 games this season of 13 or more fantasy points. Garrett Wilson has been flashy. Everybody wants Elijah Moore to be the next big thing. But Corey Davis consistently putting up fantasy points for a Jets offense that might actually turn out to be useful this year. Jets are going to have to score points to keep up with the Dolphins. Corey Davis should be a part of that in Week 5. And finally, at number 1, the number 1 ad, the rookie for the Pittsburgh Steelers, George Pickens, 39% rostered. 6 catches for 102 yards as the Steelers tried to, beat the Jets. They couldn't do it. Kenny Pickett takes over. Did that on 8 targets, 16.2 fantasy points. He's got 15 targets in his last 2 games. 7 last week, 8 this week in Week 4. Tough matchup against the Buffalo Bills, no doubt about that. May not want to play Pickens this week, but I want him on my team going forward to be paired with Kenny Pickett of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So in recap, at the wide receiver position, number 5 at the wide receiver position is Alec Pierce of the Indianapolis Colts, 5% rostered. At number 4, Josh Reynolds of the Detroit Lions, 20% rostered. Michael Gallup at number 3, 41% rostered. Corey Davis, 24% rostered, is number 2. And the number 1 wide receiver ad for heading into Week 5 is George Pickens of the Steelers at 39% rostered. Folks, don't forget, if you're looking for more great waiver wire content, all the positions are covered right here on Rotoballer's YouTube channel. Head over to rotoballer.com. Sign up right now for the premium pass using the promotional code ACES, and we'll get you ready for everything you need for Week 5 of your fantasy football season. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good luck in Week 5, and we'll see you next time right here on Rotoballer Radio.